The first doctor or the first provider who mentioned that you might be autistic, you mentioned that you had an emotional reaction to that and that you weren't ready. Could you say a little bit about the emotional experience you had of that?
So it was a very tumultuous time for the family in general. And that was about the time that I learned that my oldest two had been diagnosed with either ADHD, autism, or both. My oldest son was actually one of the first, I believe, to be dual diagnosed ADHD and autistic, so ADHD, as I like to say. And then I find out that my third is diagnosed with autism, and finally my fourth, who is the most severe, my youngest son, like I had explained. I had a very different idea, number one, of what autism was. I grew up thinking the same that everybody else did, that it was mostly a boys' disorder, that it was rare for girls, and that I just had this picture of my son Will, who was nonverbal and not potty trained and all of these things. And I was like, there's no way. How could I be autistic? And I think that's where my reaction came from. But I'm married, but I have a job, I have kids. Like, what are you talking about? How can this be possible? And she was like, it's okay. It's okay. But if you decide later, let me know. But I will say that I did have a very emotional reaction to my youngest diagnosis as well, because it was a long time coming and something that I guess we knew in the back of our hearts. The future was just so uncertain. And to me, it felt like my past and my future both were so uncertain. And that's what led me to that reaction.